Hey guys, welcome back to yet another vlog. Welcome back yet again. Today we're going to talk about things you should look for when you're buying a car. And the problem that I think a lot of folks run into when they go shopping for a car is the biggest mistake you can do is just showing up, not doing your research, and just wanting to be in a specific car payment. Let me add a little bit more detail of what I mean by that. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be doing a screen share today, and I'm going to pull up a car calculator, and I'm going to show you the differences of you actually being smart, right, on how you negotiate your car, specifically on the selling price, and if you're doing a trade, how much you're going to get for your trade. So the problem is a lot of people go into the dealership and they bring in their trade, don't even know the true value of their trade because they haven't looked on Edmunds or NADA or Kelley Blue Book to give them an idea of what the value of their car is. So that's your first thing you want to do. You always want to know what is the value of your trade, again, if you are trading in a vehicle. So once you know your trade, that's important. Let's say your trade is valued at $10,000. Got it? You show up to the dealership and you choose the car you want. You negotiate the price of that car down to the best of your ability. Everybody has different negotiation skills, so you want to use that to the best of your ability. So as you're negotiating the car price down, let's say you knock it down $5,000. So the car was $30,000 and now it's actually just $25,000 that they're selling the car to you. And they're willing to give you, say $8,000 for your trade. Well, you already did your research and you know that your car is valued at least at $10,000. So now that becomes another way you can negotiate to try to get the fair market price for a trade-in, which you did your research and it should be $10,000. So what should be happening in those two type of examples is you should be getting roughly around $25,000 for the selling price and roughly around $10,000 for your trade-in. Notice how it's broken up into two buckets. You can call it bucket A, finding out what I can get my price that I'm buying down, and call it B, or baby step B, meaning how much am I going to get for my trade. See, but the problem is that a lot of people don't do that, and they're extremely naive. What they end up doing is they end up going to the car dealership. And what they end up doing is showing up at the car dealership and saying, look, man, I like that car. Here's my trade. But as long as you can put me at a payment of $600 a month, I'll be happy. So that's a big problem right there, right? And the reason it's a big problem is because you're basically telling the dealer, as long as they can place you at a $600 payment, you would be more than happy to purchase that car. And again, you didn't even use baby step A or B of the ones we just talked about. There's also a baby step C, and that is knowing your interest rate, getting pre-qualified before you actually go buy the car. So you know exactly what interest rate you qualify for. If you just show up there completely naive, you could have qualified for a 2 or 3% and not even know it, but the dealer in turn may charge you 7 to 10% on your interest rate. So I'm going to pull up a car calculator right now, so hope you guys can follow along. Standard car calculator. So this is, let's call it Edgar, right? So Edgar is going to the dealership and he says, look, man, as long as you can get my payment at $600 a month, I'm happy. So what are the things that the dealer can play with to get you that $600 a month? They can play with what they sell the vehicle to you at, what's the interest rate they can charge you at, and what term to put you at. Is that making sense? So let me give you an example. We said that you had $25,000. Well, actually, let's go back. We said you were buying a car for $30,000, right? But you were able to negotiate $5,000. So that actually drops it down to $25,000. Got it? But then we also said that you had a trade-in, and that trade-in was valued at $10,000. Value, right? If they give you the $10,000, these are if you're doing the baby steps I'm trying to tell you. So if you do the $10,000 minus $25,000, right, that's going to leave us with a balance of $15,000. So you're looking at roughly $15,000. This is before taxes and fees, right, that the dealer charges, which is another way they can manipulate the numbers, if you want to call it. So if you have a $15,000 car note, depending on the state you live in, you're probably going to get charged another $2,000 to $3,000 in taxes. So let's just say with taxes you're at $17,000. Again, each state is unique based on the tax rate. So I'm just using this as an example. You probably want to tack up another $1,000 just in fees. Give or take, documentation, DMV fees, service fees, whatever they're charging, that's what you're at. Now remember, let's just say again that you were looking for that monthly payment. So you went in here being naive and not doing your homework like I'm showing you how to do that today. And you just go in here saying, as long as you can give me $600 payment a month for what I'm giving you, I'll be more than happy to buy the car. But as you can see right here, there's ways they can manipulate this, right, to get you the $600 payment. So one thing they can do is say, look, this guy just wants a $600 payment with this trade for this specific car. One thing they could do is they could actually put this rate, say, at 10%, maybe even 20%. You see what I'm saying? And then let's say the term was 24 months that you would have gotten it. So now they're messing with your term. But you need to be at a payment of, again, under $600, right? So what happens if I turn the term to 36 months? 36 months. I'm now getting closer to the monthly payment that you want. You guys see that? So then what happens if I go to 24 months? 48 months. So now, based on what you just provided, what they'll do is they look, here's what I can do for you, man, right? I can sell you the car at what you want and what you're asking for, and I can get your payment under $600. And all of a sudden, they show you the envelope, and it's $548, and you're happy because you're like, man, I'm $50 under what I wanted to pay. The big mistake here, guys, is because you didn't run your credit and you didn't check your stuff before you could have showed up to the dealer, there's several things that could have happened here. One, if your credit's roughly, like, say, above 700 or above 680, you should be getting around a 5% interest rate. Notice the drop in the car payment. You guys see that? The other thing is you could say you could have dropped it to 36 months and still be under your payment. You could have done that 24 months and you would have been a little bit over. But you could have literally knocked down an entire year by reducing your interest rate, reducing your entire term by a year, and still be under the original amount you were comfortable just paying. So I'm just trying to give you examples, guys. You got to make sure you're prepared when you're going to the dealer. You just have to. Don't be naive. Do your homework. Find out what the value of your trade is. How much are they willing to give you a discount on your car? Don't just go in there with a number and say, look, I want that car over there. And if you can make that car under $600, or if you can make that car payment under $500, I'm happy. But you're not realizing that they could have gave you very little for your trade. And what they're going to turn around with your trade is sell it for more later. And if you negotiate the car's price, which is very possible, they could even sell the car to you at MSRP. And they could have tacked on a high interest rate and some other things like warranties and gaps insurances and so on and so forth. All at the end of the day, as long as they show you a payment that you're comfortable with initially, you're more than happy. The key to you is to break down your buckets. How much do I get my trade? And you show up knowing that this is what you should be getting. How much is the selling price of the car, and how much can I negotiate that? You also do a pre-qualification financing with the local credit union or with the bank, so you know where you stand from an interest rate and a term. And so you go into these specific dealerships way more prepared than just showing up and saying, as long as I have this car payment, I'm more than happy to do it. And just so you guys know, the dealer's not going to stop and intervene. Because at the end of the day, the sales guy gets paid on gross. So the higher they can sell the car at you, the better. And in finance, the more they can hijack your interest rate, the more money they make and put in their pockets. And they can also start throwing out all these other add-ons like tint and scratch resistant and all this stuff. Again, that's huge from a profit perspective to the dealer. But at the end of the day, you are just looking at car payment. Don't be naive, guys. Be prepared and be smart anytime you go to the dealership. Do your homework. It doesn't take you that much. All right? So again, this is Car Connections. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit a thumbs up. And I just wanted to post this because I've been watching a couple of videos and I see people that just say, look, I walked into the dealership, I told them and I got it and I'm so happy because I got the payment. Man, don't be that guy. Be smart. All right, guys, peace.